book because frankly that's extremely difficult to do, and it can be a lot more time consuming and stressful to do that. So I'm just going to teach you how to make a lot of books that are going to make you a nice income per month. And as you build more books, as you have more publishings, you'll make more and more and more. So the first step to doing this is you need to search for problem topics with very little competition. So Amazon is going to be one of the main places you do your research, of course, and one thing you can do is search for like how-to topics. So how-to, then you can look at some of the results, how to stop doing something, how to stop worrying and start living, how to stop time, how to stop the pain, how to stop caring, things like that, especially things that hit like problem areas like how to stop, you know, drinking, how to stop taking drugs, how to stop gambling, how to stop um, binge eating. Those are the types of things you want to look at. So those are types of subjects where, you know, you're just in a point in your life where you really want to change it, but you're not sure how, and you're looking for any source of information that can help you. So not only would you be helping people, but you would be finding very profitable niches. So let's say you did like how to stop procrastinating or something like that. You could search that. Obviously, you want to do this in Kindle. You're going to mostly be focusing on the Kindle store for Amazon publishing. You're not going to worry about regular books and stuff like that right now. So you can look and say something like this, okay? So, all right, you got 5 reviews, 4-star rating on the top result. You have another one, 51 reviews, 4.5-star rating, number 2. Number 3, you have 5 stars, 18 reviews. So you get an idea, okay, these are all, what, $2.99? Some of these are pretty good. They have, you know, quite a few reviews. Number 4 has 198 reviews. That would be pretty hard to duplicate. But yet, number 1 has only 5 reviews, so you do have a chance. So you can look at how many reviews the top 5 or 6 results have and get an idea of how much competition there is. You can look at the overall rating. You can look at the price. You can see if they're from a well-known author or not. Usually they'll have like a link to their author page if they're more of a well-known author. And that gives you an idea of the competition. If you feel like, you know, the top results don't have that many reviews, which this one was probably pretty doable, although it has a few pretty decent options, but you could do something about how to stop procrastinating. And if you can do a quality book that stands out among these, and you can get about the same amount of reviews, get some good ratings, then you could make some pretty good sales. And the goal of this is to make like $30 or so a month per book. Okay, so if you can make $30 to $50 a month per book, you'll be learning how to produce quite a few books in pretty quick time. But you want to look for things that solve people's problems that are really hard to overcome, like procrastinating, gambling, eating, um, time management, stuff like that. And then you want to look for stuff that has very little uh, reviews and competition. Number 2, once you've had something like this, you need to create a very compelling title. You need your title to be better than these other ones, okay? This one for number 2 kind of pops pretty well. This one's a little bit long, number one. It might not be number one for very long. But it also has to do with, do people read the whole book? How many people buy it, as opposed to passing it up in the search results. So your title is a big part of whether people give it a chance. So you can do like a how-to title. So for instance, the top result, how to stop procrastinating. It's a direct match to the keywords. You could do that and then have like a subtitle that covers the rest of it. You could do something else and then have the subtitle contain the keyword phrase. You'll just have to experiment with it. But in many cases, just starting out with the keyword phrase, how to blah, 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 is a good way to start. Or a numbered list, basing your book off a numbered list like this one, 23 anti-procrastination habits. Like that is another way that typically gets people to click, whether it's a blog post, a book, etc. So usually a numbered list or how to in the beginning of your title is usually a good way to go. If you want to actually test your titles, I would recommend you go to coschedule.com/headline-analyzer. It's the CoSchedule is a marketing company, and they have this thing where you can type your headline in here, how to stop procrastinating, blah, 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 and then you can click Analyze Now. You need to have a free account, which you can sign up free here in the top right corner, but I've used this many times for all kinds of headlines, and it gives you like a grade of how good your headlines actually are and what you can work on. So certain type of words make your headline pop. There are certain categories of headlines, like a how-to headline, a list headline, a question headline, and it will give you an idea of what you can improve on your actual headline. So once you have a good title, you know what you're going to do this about. Another thing you want to do is get the cover designed. Now, it's going to be difficult to do this very well yourself unless you're just naturally artistic. Maybe you're good with Photoshop and stuff like that. But if you just don't want to do it yourself, you don't have the time, or you don't feel like you're super confident in your artistic skills, you might just outsource it, because you can get these done for $5. To do this, I've used Fiverr.com, and they do a pretty good job. One thing I would also recommend is you want to look at some of the ones that stand out to you and maybe get an idea of, hey, here's a couple of examples that I'd like you to go off of. Don't copy them, but maybe model this after some of these other ones. That can help them do a better job by giving them some examples. But you just type in ebook cover, click search, and you'll have all kinds of ebook cover specialists coming up here. Many of these are $5. Here's one for $5. Here's one for $5. Now, if you want it created extremely fast, you might have to pay another $5 for them to speed it up. But they'll give you a lot of examples. They'll show you plenty of designs that they've done. You get to see the reviews of the customers, how many reviews they have, their average response time. So let's say you went with this one. It's got 123 reviews, for instance, and you can see kind of different packages that they offer. So there's all kinds of different things that you can get done on Fiverr, but ebook cover designs, that is one really good one that you can get done fairly cheap. So go through here, look for somebody who has plenty of experience, plenty of reviews, and go based on your budget. So you have the cover, you have the title, and you have the subject. The next thing you need is to write the book or hire a ghostwriter. So you can write the book yourself. The basic thing you need to look at is this. Do you have more excess time, or do you have more excess money? So if you don't have a lot of excess time, you might want to have somebody else write it for you. If you have excess money, just hire them to write it, or hire a good ghostwriter. Obviously, you don't want to just hire the most expensive person, but just keep these things in mind. Now, if you have very little money to spend on this book and you want to, and you have quite a bit of extra time after work or whatever, then you might write the book yourself. Just do your research on the top blogs, maybe read some other ebooks that are cheap that could give you some ideas. Preferably write from experience so that you really know what you're talking about, because if your book isn't good, when people read it, you will get bad reviews and you will not make very good money. So to put your mind at ease as well, I'm going to show you 2 examples of books that are short but have made a lot of money. One is called As a Man Thinketh by James Allen, and it's basically a personal development book that teaches you about how your mind works and how you can use it to achieve what you want. It's about 84 pages, this version, which is pretty short. A lot of books are, a few hundred pages, and you can see that it is very popular. It is 99 cents, but it's gotten 1,584 customer reviews, 4.5-star rating. So you can see that this is a book that's done very well. It's also sold hardcover, paperback, audiobook versions as well. And if you get something that does very well, I can show you later on how to turn that into a physical version without you having to get it manufactured and sent a bunch of orders to your garage and then having to ship them out. You don't have to do all that. You can just use an Amazon service for that. But we'll worry about that later. Right now, you're just trying to publish ebooks, which are digital, and according to some other authors, about 0.5% of purchasers post a review naturally. So this is a real verified review. That means they've purchased the book, they've read it. About 0.5% of people actually leave a review. So with 1,584 reviews, even though the book is relatively cheap in all versions it's in, you can do the math. This thing has sold a lot of copies and it's made very good money, and it's a very short and sweet book. Another one that's even shorter is called It Works, the famous little red book that makes your dreams come true. It's another personal development book. I also recommend you stick with nonfiction. It's going to be hard for you unless you're just very creative. It's going to be hard to do this using constantly publishing fiction books, but most of these nonfiction books that are really short can do very well if you do them right. So I also recommend you read As a Man Thinketh and It Works. These 2 books can give you some ideas of how to shorten your books while still getting the point across. This one's only 28 books, as you can see down here, or 28 pages. 28 pages is extremely short, but it's gotten 4.5 stars out of 761 customer reviews, and at $1.99 on Kindle, with only about 0.5% of purchasers posting a review on average in an ebook, then you can do the math. This thing has made some really good money. So you only hope to achieve some of the types of things that these books have done while being very short. So this also helps with hiring ghostwriters, because it'll take them a shorter amount of time to write the book, especially if you give them some sources of information to work with. So they will write it professionally. This way they can write it, but they don't take the credit. They just get paid. So they can write books for you. Like this one specializes in nonfiction writing, article writing, and things like that. You can hire people that are outside of your country. So if you're in the US, for instance, you could hire somebody in maybe Mexico or in the Philippines or somewhere overseas where the average wages aren't as high, so therefore you could get more for less money. So Upwork is a great place to find ghostwriters. All you just need to do is type in ghostwriters in the find freelancers section, and you can find people that could write the book for you. You just need to give them details, what it's about, what you want it to do, how long it needs to be, and things like that. But that is how people tend to scale up this operation and publish 4, 5, 6 books a week, is because they don't actually write the book themselves, but they do all of the marketing, the titles, the research, and give people the writers give the writers a outline of what to cover. So once your book is written, you got, say, 30 pages or so of really good content that gets straight to the point. You have a good title that really sells the book. You have a really good cover that stands out. You want to convert the book to EPUB file format. This will help you build a better business through ebooks by doing this, because if you go to, say, online-convert.com, you can have it converted from text to ebook format after it's written. And this will allow you to have links that actually work in your Kindle books. So if you want them to click a link to go to your website or go to another book that you've written, you can monetize your book in other ways. You don't have to just rely on the $2.99 or the $1.99 or whatever your book is being sold for as the only way of making money. You can have other books created that go more in depth, and then you could link to them in a page in your ebook. You could have a page where they can sign up for your email list, and then you can sell them stuff later on related to the books in there. You can have them go to a website. You can sell other courses. You can do a lot of things within your ebook by having direct links using an EPUB ebook format. So I would recommend going to, say, online-convert.com and then having it converted from text to ebook format before you publish it. And of course, when you publish it, especially on Amazon, now there's other places you can publish as well, but you would publish on kdp.amazon.com. Okay, so you just need to sign up. If you don't have an account already, you create a free account. This allows you to publish books and ebooks. As far as other places where you can publish your book online, that is, for ebooks, you could do the Apple iBook Store. You could do Barnes & Noble. You could do Kobo Writing Life, the Reader Store. Scribd is another good one. Ebook Pie, Copia, Baker & Taylor. There's different ones that you can do. The main ones you've probably heard of are the Apple iBook Store. Obviously, you can also publish in Google Play, which is kind of the Apple iBook Store version for Android. You can publish at Barnes & Noble, which is a very popular one. Obviously, you're already publishing on Amazon. And Scribd. I like Scribd a lot. People pay a subscription fee to read books on Scribd, and that's just another way for you to make money. So once you have it published and everything, you have a good title. Obviously, your description, when you're about to publish it, your description needs to address people's skepticisms. So give people a reason to read your book instead of others, or give people a reason not to talk themselves out of reading your book. So you could say, go to some of these, best-selling short books and see kind of what they've said. For instance, okay, well, this book is only 28 pages long. Why should I read this? Why would it even be worth it? Well, you could say that this is a simple book that does work very well. It uses, scientific and psychological proof to show you how it works, blah, blah, blah. You could include that you do not have a bunch of fluff in this book. It is free of filler, and that you just get straight to the point in the book, and that's why it is shorter. Things like that, why it works, why you should believe in the author, whatever. But you need to address their criticisms in the description and really sell the book. Number 7, you want to get verified reviews any legal way possible. So you can't buy reviews anymore. Obviously, Amazon doesn't like that. They don't want people to um, do things like that, malicious things where you can buy reviews that aren't real. They want people to actually read the book and leave an honest review. So I have a page on my website, selfmadesuccess.com, where I cover some ways that you can get verified Kindle ebook reviews. The only one on this list that I wouldn't really recommend anymore for sure is the Fiverr one. So you do not want to hire people on Fiverr, even if there are still gigs on there for that. You do not want to hire people to do reviews like that for you. You want them to be real. So you can message top reviewers. A lot of people leave a review on everything they buy on Amazon because that way they get free stuff in the future. You can find those people. I teach you how to do that in this post. I teach you how to search for other people that could review it. I teach you how to do it through an email list. There's a lot of different ways to get reviews the right way. Also, you want to include a page within your book towards the end that asks people for an honest review. That might just be a little, push to get people to actually leave a review when normally they wouldn't. Like I said, only about 0.5% of people leave reviews. So you want to get that number up any way you can without violating any of Amazon's terms. Number 8, you want to use KDP Select. So this is kind of a free way to advertise your book and to get more reviews, get more readers, and to give you a chance to promote your book through Amazon's marketing. So you would go to, when you're at kdp.amazon.com, you have a link at the bottom. If you go down here, scroll down, click KDP Select down there. There's also some other great links down here. There's audiobook publishing made easy, ACX. There's a way for you to print your ebook through CreateSpace. Those types of things can be very helpful. But for KDP Select, this will help you maximize your book's sales potential and help it rank better by getting more people to try it. That way, if it's good, word of mouth starts to kick in. People start talking about it on their blogs. You start getting good reviews and you start to rank better. Basically, you rank through reviews and positive feedback from your books. So that's a big part of it. You want to take advantage of KDP Select and enroll now whatever books you have, to where every few months you are able to give the book away for free or whatever, and then get a bunch of new reviews and readers. And if your book does well, by the way, these links down here, you can create an audiobook version with ACX, and you can create a printed version with CreateSpace without making it really difficult. Number 9, you want to raise the price after the book is ranking. So you want to start out the book about 99 cents. You don't want to make it expensive until you've ranked it. So once you get to the top of search results, let's say you're in the top 3, then you might raise the price to $2.99 or so. You'll notice $2.99 seems to be the sweet spot. A lot of these ebooks here are $2.99. But you could raise it, you could lower it, but if you're doing a short ebook that's only like 30 pages or something, you should not make it real expensive. I mean, look at this one, is a big time best-selling book that's very short, and it's $1.99. So you want to keep it around that price, $1.99, $2.99 once you raise it. But when you start out, when you first publish it, it should be about 99 cents, because that'll get you more people to try it, and more people will therefore review it. Number 10, refine the process and automate it. So you can have back-end sales by collecting emails and selling future books to them using a resource like GetResponse, where you can collect emails. You would just have a page in the back of your book. You want to have a page where you ask them for a review if they enjoyed the book, or if they just want to let you know what they thought about it. Make it easy for them to leave a review and remind them, and you'll be surprised how many more people will do it. Collect their email. Like I said, you want to do this in EPUB format to make it easier for people to click links in the ebook. If they go to your email list, you can promote your future books to them when you publish. Another thing you can do, you can automate this better by hiring ghostwriters, hiring people to do your graphics for you. You can even hire people to write your descriptions for you if you give them templates. I'm a big believer in creating templates and automating whatever you can without, as long as it doesn't hurt your quality of the product. So if you want to learn more automation, you want to create maybe a program that automatically, publishes an update of your book on Twitter or something. You could say learn to code with SoloLearn, which is a great app I've been using to learn how to do programming. They have all the major coding languages on there, and you can learn to code and create software or something to help promote your books. Now, don't do anything that would violate Amazon's terms. Do not try to do bots that leave reviews and stuff like that, because they will crack down on you and your whole operation will be screwed. So you can do things like that. You can collect emails. You can also I've also seen people do very well having a page in the back of the book that promotes the other books they've already written that are related, things like that. So kind of like a paid blog post in a way. You could ask them to, instead of asking them to leave a comment, ask them to leave a review at the end. Instead of having related posts, you have related books in the end. Ask for an email in a blog post, ask for an email in your book. So you have more ways of making money instead of just the purchase price. So if you got something from this video, if you feel like you learned something about ebooks, please like and subscribe so I can create more videos like this for you. Also, if you want to let me know what you thought about the video or some other strategies that you've used that I didn't mention about selling ebooks, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, and I know the people watching this video would love to see anything you can add to this. And for the links, show notes, comments,